Big Riik is more than an artist. He's a father, a husband, and a chef. And on the MC Shanty stage, he proved that he's a talent you can't ignore. This is our second place winner. Let's get to know the man behind the music.
Hey y'all, I'ma show you how I do it. I got a song for these days. You don't wanna see my face too. Do you? I got it coming at you. Stank. Let me get it one more time. Stinking up another one.
All right, y'all. We are here with Big Riik in the middle of MC Shanty's competition running through March. Big Riik, how you doing today, man?
Oh, I'm feeling great, man. How y'all feeling?
Good, good. I'd like to introduce you guys once again to our guest judge during Big Riik's competition, Parlay.
What's good? I'm Parlay, part of the Jordan Empire Troupe, one of the guest judges. Honored to be here.
Awesome, awesome. So we wanted to, come here today and talk a little bit about, Big Riik's journey through music, get to know him a little bit, talk a little bit about the competition, what he is expecting for the March finale, as he has got his ticket, his golden ticket for the finale in March. I want to ask, man, how you feeling about the competition as you're in the middle of it?
I mean, I feel like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory right now.
You know what
I
I'm
got
saying?
my golden ticket, like you said. I feel good. I've been in the zone recently, getting prepared for the whole competition, doing something different for everybody. So
Yeah.
feeling good right now.
Awesome, man. And Parlay, from what you've seen, I know that you've known Big Riik for quite some time now. Are you stoked to see what's to come in the finale?
Yeah, man. Reek's always been one of them like underground lyricists around here. Like always, kind of, I don't know. He's riding the different wave. Always been like that. So I am really looking forward to seeing how he stacks up to a lot of other people. Because I know some of the other people that did good, make more of the mainstream stuff, and Reek kind of hangs out over on the alternative side of things, which is nice though. So.
I love
Always
that.
has.
I love that, man. I love that. Throughout this interview, we're going to have a couple of people come up. I got MCRK Bam being one of the judges throughout the competition. We also got k.so, who has recently joined the panel as well. Shanty is in the background here, just kind of overseeing everything, make sure it goes well. And this is going to kind of go over, pretty much what's to come in your life as far as being an artist. What has transpired. I'd really like to start with a little bit about you, man. How long have you been making music? How did you start? Where do you come from?
All right. So first question: how long have I been doing music?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of grew up around musicians. My mom sings, my sister sings, my brother sings. So I grew up around music. I've been writing since I was probably about 10 years old. Started with poetry and formed it into rap. Uh, Thanks to Eminem, hearing "Clean Out My Closet," that was like the first storytelling I've ever heard. So being a kid, hearing that just made me happy that, oh man, I love poetry and I could do it like this. So
Love that.
I started going from there. And then my brother, with him recording his own music, kind of got me started into doing my own recording and learning how to do a little beat production as well. So it's been years, man, 20 years,
I love
30
that.
years almost.
And you say you've been writing since you were about like 10 years old,
Yeah,
man. So
so-
what kind of stuff does, with all due respect, of course, what kind of stuff does a 10-year-old write about? Like, what got you inspired into telling stories and things?
So originally I would start off by rewriting lyrics from songs that I would hear, because we didn't have the internet when I was 10 years old like that. So I couldn't just go download lyrics. And so I would rewrite their lyrics, and then I would try to learn how they structured their songs, and then talk about things a 10-year-old thinks about.
Sure.
I was into Simpsons and South Park at that age.
I love
so
that.
was
Like what's for lunch the next day at school?
Yeah,
like chocolate milk.
what you and your friends are
Alright.
doing. But I also grew up. I come from Colorado, but I grew up in the middle of blood territory. So I have heard things. I've seen things. I wasn't involved in a lot of the street culture, but I seen it.
Right.
So I knew how to talk about certain things.
Sure. Yeah, that's important. How long was it from starting your music career to actually going up on stage and performing for the first time?
I'll say it was probably. I didn't get on stage till I was 12, 13, and that was just doing a cover of "Jesus Walks" by Kanye West.
Okay.
I did write and record my own song then too, but it just was it was a little summer camp type of thing,
Yeah.
So I didn't get to perform what I wrote because it was kind of more explicit. I was getting into that age range of girls and sex and things like that.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
they didn't want to hear what I had to say.
I hear you.
Jesus Walks fit their regimen, you know.
I love that. I know you've been working with the Joint Empire Troupe guys here for quite some time. When you started out, was it just immediately, let's go to a studio? I mean, did you start producing your own stuff, your own beats, things like that?
So when I met up with these guys, it was somebody else I was working with at the time. I'm not going to mention any names. Things fell off between that guy and a lot of people in the city, so I just kind of backed off. That's when I got my own studio, but I always kept the connection with the Joint Empire Troops because it was just family, you know. We bonded, we all liked each other's style, we all kind of helped feed off of each other, and I learned a lot, you know, just from coming by, talking to them, seeing their different studios and how they set things up and how they work, you know, helped me mold how I want things to be in my future.
Yeah,
you know?
man, I love that. And have they been like your only studio that you've been to for recording and things like that as far as what you've put out so far?
Since beside myself, yes, they're the only people that I record with. I
love that.
don't trust anybody else
love that.
recording besides
I love
myself.
that,
I don't
man.
trust them.
Much appreciated, Riik.
Yeah.
No, you know, it's all love.
Shout out Jet. Shout out Riik.
You know, Joint Empire Troupe, we always here.
JointEmpireTroupe.com, you know what I'm saying?
Seriously, guys.
Gotta run the ad in the middle of the interview.
Yeah, I've recorded with you guys one time. It was the song Silence that we did when I came over here for an acoustic set. By the way, these guys host a punk poetry event at one Wednesday every month. First Wednesday every month. You know, and you can come out here and pretty much do whatever you want. That's the whole idea of the punk poetry situation. And you know, coming out here and being able to come into an environment that's very intimate, you know what I mean? It really sets the tone for you to be able to put out things that you're normally nervous to do so. But surprisingly, like you and I have talked about before, it's a lot more nerve-wracking to be able to do that kind of stuff in an intimate setting, right?
Yeah, and especially in front of your friends.
Yeah. So, how often do you come out into the scene, man? I know you work a lot. You're working like a lot. Even when you came into Shantys, you were in your uniform, you know, ready to go right from the jump, you know. So,
I mean, I try to make it out as much as I can, you know, being a father, husband. I'm a provider, so providing comes first before anything else. But I did tell myself, and I even told these guys earlier before you showed up, 2026 is all about me making a statement, coming back into the light, showing everybody, because every few months to a year, there's a new crowd of musicians that show up in the city. So I want to be able to show the new crowd, like, hey, I've been here for years, and I've been sticking around, like, fuck with me too, you know?
yeah.
Excuse my language.
No, please, man. You know what I mean? Keep it real. You know, as far as, you know, the competition goes, obviously it's a little bit different of a situation than your normal open mic. You know, when me and Bam used to go out to, you know, Miami to perform and stuff like that, and they had their competition for cash prizes, you know, the love wasn't there, and it was just, you know, it was quite a hike to do, especially living where we live, right? So be able to bring that out here, it's obviously a little bit of a different setting than just an open mic, right? So, you know, how does that stand to you as an artist? I mean, do you see value that is provided with a stage like this? Is there anything that you think would be beneficial to our legacy as a unit?
I mean, I like what you're doing. Honestly, this gives people something to look forward to, you know, as not just a performance, but actually like, okay, this is the turnout. If I do good, you know, like I want to be better, and okay, I'm getting feedback as well, which I love, because most people don't get the feedback that they need to be successful. And I feel like as a professional, you need to be set for success. If you set me up for failure, I'm never going to be able to be better at what I want to do. You know?
So is that the reason why you entered the competition? I mean,
yeah, I saw originally it was like, oh, this is something different. But then when I saw the first competition, I saw the feedback that everybody was getting. I was like, okay, great. Then talking to Jet and then Chase as well, being judges and them having an insight, I'm getting feedback like, okay, how did y'all feel about being judges? How did you guys handle giving the feedback?
yeah.
And I know these guys are really honest, so I like to get honest feedback.
Also, just a sidebar, your performance was actually good, and no, we weren't biased at all when it came to that, because you actually like had like your best performance you've ever had.
I love
And
that.
I appreciate that.
Stand on that.
So,
You know, and that's the other thing too, because I wasn't sure who was going to be the judges. I knew Parlay was a guest judge, and so was, you know, k.so, but I didn't know if there was going to be different judges when I performed, who was going to be there. So it was kind of surprising to me to see them on the panel, you know. And having that non-biased opinion from somebody that actually knows the inside of me helped me out as well, because I could see where I need to work on. Even hearing ringtone tell me what I could do better for my performance actually helps me a lot, because I
That's
don't get
awesome.
that too often.
Yeah. So you're networking with the community. That's great. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
That's fantastic news. That's genuinely what this is mostly about. It's a music competition. It's an open mic, but altogether, it's a networking event for artists in the local scene.
Right.
So if anybody wanted to know more about Big Riik, wanted to know more about what you stand for, what does representing the local music scene mean to you, man?
Representing the local music scene to me means building your community, making sure that you are part of what you talk about. You're not just faking something just to be seen. You are who you are. You say you are, and that's what I stand by all
Yeah.
day.
That's awesome, man. So what do you got coming up, man? I mean, like, what kind of new stuff do you have coming up for the competition? Right, you're in the finale now. I'm sure you understand that you can't just bring the same set you brought last time. Like,
Oh,
you got to
yeah.
step it up. This is a show. The difference with this is the fact that we want you to feel like you're in a setting where you're the star, where you want to take control of the stage and put on a show for your audience in particular, right? So all these people that come out to this, they're expecting something.
I mean,
What kind of spoilers can you give us without giving too much away?
so I don't have it with me. It's still a work in progress because it's all new music I plan on with this next set. But I can say it's going to be exciting
Mm-hmm.
compared to my last set. It's going to be exciting, more of a vibe, more something for everybody to bounce to. My last set was me just showing who I am, giving a little versatility. This one is set on that bump.
I love that, man. I love that. And what do you hope to take away from this experience altogether? I mean, win or lose.
Win or lose, I just, like you said, it's a networking thing. I just want to be able to meet new artists, maybe get some people I could work with, clientele as well. I just look at the bigger picture. I just want to be able to be more part of the community. So
I love that, man. Talking to you, you seem very personable. I mean, I'd love to, pass it over to Parlay a little bit and see if you got any questions, anything that you would like to bring to the table that, we might not know about Big Riik, and anything that, you feel is important to know about him from an outside perspective.
So Reek's reminds me a lot of myself, because I think, were you a producer first, Reek, or were you
no,
an artist first?
I was a rapper first.
Rapper first, and then you started learning production.
Yeah.
I got you. I was a little reversed, but we still both do the same thing. So,
Yeah.
how does knowing, production important to your writing? Has that changed your writing? Has that changed your style a little bit?
I would say so, and that's part of what you're gonna see in this next show for the finale. Uh, when you're a producer and an artist at the same time, you kind of get a better cadence. You hear sounds in spaces that not everybody else will hear. So it changes everything for you. I like it. Not everybody might like it. Some people might not be able to control it. I feel like you could mold yourself as a better artist when you have either yourself to produce or a specific producer to help mold your sound. When you're just going from producer to producer, you're never gonna really find that quality sound you're looking for. So
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly, and that's why it's important to have these kind of events as well. Because since you aren't working with another producer, it's nice to have other outside ears hearing your stuff.
Exactly.
So because you can become pretty biased to your own stuff. Because I think my shit's dope.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Mhm.
mean it is. You know
Exactly,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
Just because you put in the work doesn't mean it's good. But having the outside opinions of people that are involved in the music scene and not necessarily directly involved in the music scene as well, which is nice to hear
Yeah.
from a fan perspective. So,
Yeah.
Dog, I mean, outside of everything, a old song to you might be a new song to somebody
Yeah,
who
very
hasn't heard
true,
it. You know
very
what I mean?
true,
So never
very
consider
true.
yourself to be done with a project until, you're up there, dude. I mean,
Exactly.
So you got you got a couple of projects in the works right now.
Yeah. So the first project I got coming up is gonna be called "The Storm Within the Ride."
Mm.
It's very emotional. A lot about what I've been going through the past few years since I've dropped my last project. And then the next one, I don't have a title for it just yet, but it's gonna be the opposite of that, just the reflection of who I want to be, where I'm trying to be at my next few
So
years.
you got your yourself looking inward and then yourself looking outward.
Exactly.
Nice.
Love that.
That's cool, man. I like to hear that. I know you always got something stanking up.
Always thinking up
always
another one.
stanking up at home.
Stanking up
Yeah.
another one.
But do you have a favorite song you've ever made, by yourself, your
Oh
song?
man, I can't say I have a favorite song that I've made.
Or a song that you're the most proud of, either or.
I would say the song that I'm most proud of right now would probably be either Heroic or Touch the Sky.
Yeah,
Those two
I
songs.
like Heroic.
Yeah. Everybody loves
I
Heroic.
like Heroic. a lot.
Or also Junkies. Junkies is a classic, man. That was
Yeah.
one of the first songs that really blew up for me.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys are familiar. I rock a lot with this artist called ZZ Gibson,
I have heard of him before. Yeah.
and I do think that Riik personally,
I feel
like
you.
from my perspective, you
Mhm.
sound a lot like a ZZ Gibson when you rap,
I
right?
don't think I know
So
who that is.
what,
honestly.
He is good.
yeah,
Yeah, he is good. Who do you think you sound like? Reese?
thank you. Yeah,
Who do I think I sound
Yeah.
like? I can't say who because
That's good. You are yourself.
yeah,
I love that.
I listen to a lot of artists and I
Correct.
take a lot from a lot of different artists, so
That's
it's
awesome,
hard to
man.
say.
All right. So if you were like, not saying that you have, but if you were to model, if your sound was to be modeled by an artist, who would you compare yourself to the most?
The most would be Tech Nine type.
Tech
you
Nine?
know.
See
I
that?
listen to a lot of Tech Nine, especially in my molding phase as an artist. I was listening to a lot of Tech Nine, a lot of Eminem.
Would that be like one of your top 3 artists, Tech Nine?
Tech Nine would probably be one of my top 3. I'll say. If you want to get into that
And
conversation,
you know we're gonna go down the list a little bit more. You know
All
what I'm
right,
saying?
so let's see.
What's number 2?
Number 2 would probably be. I gotta say Eminem would be
Yeah.
number 2,
Gotcha. Probably the best storyteller of all time,
All
for
time.
sure.
and number 1 would have to be K. Dot.
K.
Like
Dot.
K. Dot right now, lately
God,
especially.
it's tough because he's a great storyteller too, man.
That's why it's so hard, man. You know.
Who's your dream collaboration for as far as an artist? Whether that be famous artist or local artist, whatever, man.
My dream collaboration would probably be Dizzy Wright.
Dizzy, dude, I haven't heard that name in a minute,
Right?
dog. I love Funk Volume,
bro, and
All
he's-
Funk Volume.
I follow him on Instagram, and he's still doing his thing.
And you know what, too, man? Now that I'm hearing about it, I hear a lot of Funk Volume in your sound, dude.
Oh,
Because
I
they're
was-
right from right over there in Vegas,
Yeah,
right? So,
you know, so I was right there with him,
yeah,
Cali, Vegas
yeah,
area.
yeah.
I was listening to that a lot.
Hobson and like,
That was my teenage years,
yeah,
dog.
I hear a lot of Hobson in your because you
Oh,
got a
yeah.
lot of them tongue twisters like he does. So.
Underground music, though, dog. Like, and thinking about it, the Midwest and the West Coast, that's what it is. It's the faster raps,
Yeah.
the double entendres, triple entendres, doing things like that. The tongue twisters I love it, man.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, that's a totally different style of rap than what you hear around here typically, you
Yeah,
know, in
yeah.
Florida. But each good for their own style and everything. Because I mean, I know like your beats are kind of crafted more intricately, like to go along with your flow.
Oh,
so
yeah,
like, yeah, or you mold your flow to whatever sound you have made. So
Depending on where I start.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
song's
it
different.
depends. I mean, okay, that's a good question. There you go. Typically, would you say you make the beat first and then write to it, or would you write first and then make the beat to it?
I typically like to make my beat first,
Okay.
but there's times where I might not have a beat, or I'll start writing to one beat and create a whole new different beat for the lyrics because they don't match the original beat as well. You know, so it all depends on the vibe I'm really looking for at that time.
I got you. Do you like when you go into stuff? Do you look for a particular vibe before you start making something, or
Nah.
like do you just kind of whatever happens?
Whatever
and just
happens,
kinda just-
happens.
okay,
Like
yeah.
however I feel at the moment, it's gonna come out. You know, that's how I've been learning.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of limit yourself, you know, if you
If
go
you-
into it thinking that you're going to
Oh,
do
yeah.
one thing, you know, and then you're like, it's a failure if you don't accomplish that. Whereas if you just go into it blank
Oh yeah,
and then be like, okay, anything that happens works is going to win, so we're going to be good.
Yeah.
and I make what I like doing that way because I don't, like you said, I'm not putting myself in a box. So I'm making what I enjoy to make.
That's good. I mean, I feel like a lot of artists, like, it is important to like hear the fans out, but at the same time, I feel like all truly the good artists make what they want to hear.
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, I'm kind of falling into the same zone myself, where it's like I'm making songs that I like, right? But the fun is gone because I'm so busy trying to make sure that it's perfect. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, you just gotta like slow down and
Yeah.
do something that's fun, whether it's good or not. You know what I mean?
I know,
But,
I feel that, man, because I feel like as an artist, you get bogged down.
yeah,
And
Oh, yeah.
thinking what caring too much about what other people
Exactly.
think about you and all that.
Yeah.
Where, you know, I feel like some of the best stuff is just not caring.
yeah, man.
Just do your thing.
And what was life like before music for you, man? I mean, did you what did you do? What kind of hobbies did you have? I
Um,
mean, were you always so invested in telling stories and, making?
So before music, I was more of an athlete. You know, I
Yeah.
played football growing up. I played basketball all through high school. Uh, did the shot put. I actually came in fourth for state the first year I ever did shot put. And
Yeah, shot put.
yeah, man.
What is that? The one that's like
Yeah, the ball, heavy ass
Okay.
ball.
Damn,
That's
boy.
cra- I didn't
Yeah.
know he was in that.
I
I
got
don't
fourth
know.
place in
If you
state
did
in
tell me
Louisiana.
that,
It's not something I usually tell people because it's like it's a small little detail, but it's like I'm proud of it because I only did it once 1 year, and that was my senior year. I got fourth in state, and
Damn.
everybody told me like, dude, if you would have did this throughout high school, you probably would have been an Olympian.
Type
You
shit.
know, but I also was almost a junior weightlifting Olympian as well. You know, my mom went to LSU, and they had a junior Olympian weightlifting room, so they tried to talk me into being. They saw me lifting weights. It was like, hey, you should be a part of this. And I was like, yeah, I'll do. Talk to my mom. My mom was like, no, we're not doing that. It takes too much.
I got a good question here. Can you relate anything from that part of your life and bring it into your work ethic and music part of your life right now?
I mean, I kind of relay a lot of what I saw as a kid to my music as far as life period. You know, my job, my 9 to 5, music, everything, hard work, dedication, strive to be excellent, strive to be the greatest you can be because otherwise, what's it all for,
Mhm.
Facts, man. I do feel like it's important for kids to play sports and team sports and stuff so people can learn for that. Speaking of which, you have a family. You're a family man, right?
Mhm.
Your kids like music?
They love music.
They love your music?
They love my music. They
I
sit in the
love
studio with me sometimes while I'm making beats, writing songs.
I love
They were
that.
actually judging me this morning because of a line in one of my songs. Let's not go there, but
So you got judges at home already. So
oh
you
yeah,
know, you-
they know.
And obviously, you're a storyteller. Like, if you were to say from a percentage perspective, how much of your life story have you told through your music?
I haven't told everything, that's for sure. I'll say probably 25%, but that's because I'm still trying to be seen. So I'm telling small details until I can get seen, and then once people start recognizing me, I want to be able to tell the full story that way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I love that. We still got another 3/4 of Big Riik before we get to know the full truth. You know what I'm saying? And that makes me that makes me feel good, man. It
There's
really
a lot
does.
of life, man. There's a lot
It
of
makes me
life.
feel good, man. This is a long run for all of us, right? I mean, we're all just trying to make sure that this is what we end up doing with our life.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're here, talking about your story, talking about your experience as a musician, and how it's changed you over time. It's great. You know what I mean? Get your story out there, man. Talk to as many people as you can. Speaking of, do you keep up with your analytics as far as your Spotify numbers, your stream numbers, anything like that?
I actually have not been on streaming for the past year and a half.
Yeah.
I took my music off of streaming because I just don't agree with the way they treat artists,
Sure.
So I am back into looking into getting vinyls, actual physical CDs, things like that. I
Okay.
have my Bandcamp up. So the analytics part to me is a null and void as far as that. But my fans that fuck with me, they fuck with me, and I see that.
That's awesome, man. That's huge. That's different. I mean, that's
I'd say that's the way to go nowadays.
That's
Yeah,
you
right.
know, and that's why I did it because it's how are you really gonna make money in this if you don't go straight to consumer,
Right.
Because if you're going through a third party, all your money's going to that third party.
right.
And then Spotify, they have the pool, and I've been doing research and listening to people talk about that, and it's like, wow. So I don't even. That's why I only get 0.001% of a penny because you're giving all the money to the bigger artists, So I had to make the conscious decision. What do I really want out of this? Do I really want a long term? Do I really want people to know who I am? Do I want to see true fans, or
Mhm.
do I just want listeners who can be here today and gone tomorrow?
Right.
So
That's a interesting school of thought. I can definitely take that in and get behind it from where you're coming from. You know what I mean?
yeah, as an
Um,
artist,
Yeah.
I just feel like it's smarter as an artist.
Yeah,
I do feel like
yeah,
too
yeah.
that's kind of the lane that, because since you're talking about Dizzy Wright and all that, that's kind of the lane that they had from the rip.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they were
just-
like, if you know about him, you know about him. You know,
and if you
type
don't,
deal.
then you don't
Yeah,
need to.
because everyone at the time, I remember everyone at the time was like, Hobson's probably one of the greatest rappers alive,
Mhm.
and then I was like, who is Hobson?
And then you hear
And
it.
I looked them up, and I was like, all right, I can get behind that. I can get behind that. Because
But I
like
mean,
before, I
even-
never heard anything, but it's nice that you already kind of found like like how you want to be portrayed as. You know,
Yeah.
like you want to be that guy that is known. Like if you know me, you know me.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you know I'm good. You know,
And I've always saw myself like that, even when, as we talked about before, me being part of the group Voodooville. Even being a part of them, I told all of them at the time, like, hey, I can see the place where everybody wants to be. I know I'm not the front runner of this group. I'm the underground guy. I've always seen myself as the underground guy, and I'm cool with that lane because I'm comfortable there.
Mhm.
You know, I never understood why you would want to be more than what your potential actually can reach.
Yeah.
So
I feel you. You know, it also goes along with, you know, just being great at who you are being. You don't
Exactly.
you don't have to be someone else. Just be your best possible self. So it's
Exactly.
a good you know, train of thought. Speaking of which, what advice would you give artists that are new to the game?
Don't ever give up. Always write. Be creative. You know, come up with something new every chance you get because you never know what you're gonna see, what you're gonna think about, and be real with yourself. You know, when you try to be somebody else or try to be whatever's popular, you're never gonna be satisfied.
Mm-hmm. I do want to circle back a little bit to the whole, physical music and CDs and things like that. I like that from the perspective of there was somebody fairly recently who had come up to me and Shan and had given us a CD and it's like, hey, go ahead and check it out. You know what I mean? Um, I can't say I didn't listen to it, as opposed to him coming up and be like, hey, here's my Spotify.
Yeah.
Convenience is a blessing and a curse, right? Because it puts something, you put something in your
'cause, like,
hands.
yeah, sure, I'll do it
You
later.
know?
And then
Right, and then that might never come, but you see a CD and be like, damn, I never listened to that before. That's kind of hard. I'm
And
not
I
going to
gotta-
lie to you,
It's
right?
hard, but you know, you look at somebody like Master P who pushed out of his trunk
Yeah.
and made millions off of that. You know,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like hard to say it's not possible when it's been proven to work.
I love that. You're talking about a lot of things that I think would benefit me if I take a step back and invite Bam up over here to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
It looks like you guys are talking a lot about the solid rap stuff that I'm sure there's a lot of good
What,
questions.
you're not a rapper?
It's not that I'm not a rapper. It's just that, there's a lot of, people with influence and things like that that I'm not as familiar with. And I would like to get the most benefit from this interview. So Bam, if you'd like to come over here and take over for a minute while I take a break. It's good to see you.
Good seeing you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Always good seeing you.
So, before I wanted to start, man, I got this thing that I want to do. It's called rapid fire question session.
Okay.
She.
All right. Studio sessions, night or day.
Because I got kids, I say during the day.
During the day, okay. Punchlines or storytelling.
Ooh, that's a hard one. I like to mix both.
Okay, a little mixture of both.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, best of both worlds. Freestyle or written.
I mean, if you want to be honest, nobody truly freestyles. So I like to write. My brain moves too fast, so I write.
I like that. All right, we're going through these questions fast, real quick, man. Let's see. What's harder, the first line or the last line?
I would say the first line is the hardest because the opener is what really captivates the listener. You know,
Okay.
Sets the tone.
sets the
Sets
tone.
the
exactly.
tone, set the
You're
bar.
setting the
Yeah,
settings. You know,
yeah, okay.
you're setting the story up.
Set the
So
bar.
Set the
exactly.
bar. I got a question for you, man. What's the hardest song you ever written?
The hardest song I ever written. It's an unfinished song. Actually, the hardest song I've ever written is probably one for my wife, just because putting those feelings into a song is harder than you think. You know,
A lot of emotions, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of emotions. Like putting that into one song is hard.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. What's a song that you feel like took you too long?
I'll
Like
say
to write
actually,
and compose and all that, you know?
I'll say this whole project of The Storm Within the Ride, just the whole thing from production to writing. I've rewritten multiple songs multiple times and recreated beats. It's just taking more time than I wanted.
Okay. And when kind of do you feel like you're at a point where like I'm satisfied with this?
I'm never satisfied.
Trick question.
I
Trick
am
question.
never satisfied, man.
That's the producer. in
That's
me,
the
bro. I
producer.
feel
That's the
you.
writer.
I
That's
feel
just
that.
the art, you know.
Okay. So since you do production and do you kind of like mix yourself or do you
Oh yeah, I do the whole
everything
shebang.
the
Yeah.
whole shebang? Okay. So are you the type to kind of like keep everything as you record or you just delete and do
I
new
delete. I don't.
takes?
If I don't like it, I'm not keeping it. There's no point in listening to something I don't like. So
Okay. All right.
I delete everything.
Okay. That's interesting, man. I got this question for you right here. If you weren't a rapper, what do you think you'd be doing? If you wasn't an artist or any of this, what do you think? Honestly, what would you be doing?
Honestly, what I already do now, I cook, and I love to make people happy. I love to see people leaving with a full belly and a smile on their face. So
Okay.
I'm cooking
Okay.
either
That's
way. it
Southern
goes, you feel me?
hospitality right
You
there.
know, you feel me?
Right.
That's the Louisiana in me. You heard?
All right, man. Now let's get to I want to get some insights about you, man.
Mhm.
What emotion do you think people misunderstand most about your music?
I would say my depression. I'm good at masking that a lot, especially in my music. But I also always put it in the subreddits. Like if you would listen, it's there. But I think a lot of people overlook that part.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. That's interesting. I like this question right here. What's something you had to unlearn to level up as an artist? What's something that you know that stuck to you and you felt like maybe it was slowing you down or maybe something that you know you stuck with so long and you felt like I got to let this go, it'll level me up or something like
Um,
that.
I would say overthinking.
Okay.
I have a horrible addiction of overthinking. But since I've stopped overthinking myself, started going to the gym again and getting my mind calmed down. Overthinking is no longer a problem. My writing has become better. My production has become better. You know,
Right.
sitting back thinking about it, slowing it down helps a lot.
Okay. I like that. It's not an easy thing, man, to with the whole overthinking situation. You could probably had the best 5 bars you ever written and overthink like, nah.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewrite, and that's happened to me so many
Yeah.
times. I'll rewrite some stuff just because it's not hitting at the moment like I
Right.
want it to. You know.
Right. Okay. What's the weirdest place you ever wrote a verse?
The weirdest place will probably be on the side of a building in the middle of the snow, just sitting there in the middle of the night. I was actually homeless for 3 years, so I did a lot of just moving around, writing wherever I could, you know.
Okay.
But it made me a better person that way because I had more stories to tell that way too.
Right. Yeah. You gotta have a story to tell, man.
Exactly.
Hmm. Okay. If you had to rap using only one word for an entire song, what would you choose?
What word would I choose for a whole song? That's a random question.
I'm here to ask them questions, man.
And I had to use the one word the entire song. Dog. I use that word a lot.
You know, there's certain songs or certain words that just roll off the tongue. I probably will pick something that just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time.
Like, and that's what I'm thinking about, like what roles, but also what's something I say a lot that I know I could just come up with shit constantly. For, you know, so
yeah.
dog is like just that first word that I know. I use it a lot. So
Okay. What would you say is one of your favorite bars that you created?
that I created.
You could play it.
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
see because
Let's get
I
some
can't think of the words right now. I write so much, man. I forget my lyrics. You feel me? Serpents is certainly lurking. They know in the kind of squeeze with a purpose. They turn terracotta, breaking these bases like a bull in a China shop. Fully stocked with some good marijuana, hopping up a lot in the whip like Django. Wild Wild West from the top to the ankles. I ain't got a lot, but I know that I'm thankful. I don't have a spot. I'm a motherfucking Kango. You
Yeah,
Okay.
that Django bar was nice.
know? Appreciate it.
On a horse.
You know, but yeah, that I say that was my coldest little section right there that I've written today.
I love it, man. That was great.
You make that beat too?
No, I did not make. That's actually a Wishmaster beat that I bought.
Oh, okay.
So,
I remember that.
yeah, that's another little project that I've been working on too.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I got another question for you, man. Which era of hip hop do you think gets the least respect, and you think they deserve more respect?
I'll say the era right before SoundCloud rap came up. Nothing wrong with SoundCloud rap. That just was right before that era. I feel like people did not respect the Kendrick Lamar's, the J. Cole's. It was only Drake and that's it. But Big Sean's. We got Danny Brown. There's so many artists that came up at that same time that people do not respect.
Right.
So I don't even know what era you would call that. Somewhere around the 15ish, I think, something like that. I don't remember. But it was just
era.
like that era. Like I just know that was when Dizzy Wright and Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Drake, they were all on the Double XL magazine and they were doing their thing. And I actually fucked with Drake at that time. So I feel like that, like I said, that just those artists don't get enough respect. There's a lot of the Joyner Lucases of the worlds, the Hobsons, the Jaron Bittens. There's so many artists I could go down a list of them that I just feel like deserve more. You feel me?
I know this old news right now, but Kendrick or Drake?
Kendrick, come on now. K.Dot's my number one right now.
I already kind of knew, but just for the people, you know what I'm saying?
Just to clear the air.
I just
to
gotta
make
say,
sure,
I don't agree with anybody suing for a rap beef. I'm sorry, if you suing on personal shit, then that's your business. But when it comes to a rap beef, I don't jig with that at all.
Right. Yeah. Are you a fan of competitive hip hop rap?
Oh yeah, I've always been into it. Ever since I was a kid, I've been into it. I've just never been able to be a part of the culture itself. But yeah, I love battle rap. I love to see people spitting the coldest bars, talking about the gun bars and shit. It's exciting to hear the different ways.
Their setups, man, is insane.
I wish I could be on that level, but that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, right.
Did you ever do any of the battle raps locally here?
No, I've been offered a position in a few raps, but they always get shut down before the actual date. So shit happens.
Typical.
Yeah, I'm down to do some battle rapping. I've been waiting. I've been saying that a lot of my music too. Like I just want somebody to call me out one time just so I can destroy. I don't care who you are. We could have love at the end of the day, but I just want to destroy somebody. You feel me? So,
what do you want people to say about your music 20 years from
now? I want people to be able to look at my music, listen to my music, and just hear my story. Say that wow, that he's had a life and he's learned how to go from the shitty parts of his life to the best parts of his life.
Right.
I want to be able to document that, and that's what I've been doing since I recorded my music. So.
Right. Kind of show people that no matter what situation you're in, you could push forward. You could keep going, right?
Yeah.
I like that, man. I like that. What would you say is your favorite album?
My favorite album? Chromacopia.
Chromacopia. That's interesting, bro. Honestly, I was thinking about it. I was thinking like
I mean,
Good Kid, Mad City, or
I've been a huge Outkast fan, and Andre 3000 specifically is one of my top 5. So
nice.
When I heard Chromacopia, it just kind of reminded me of something Andre 3000 would do as a solo artist.
It is definitely like artsy on that level that he would put on too,
So it spoke to me on that child level a little bit. Plus a lot of the things that I've thought about, Tyler kind of talked about in that song, in that album too. So it connects on a deeper level with me, at least.
That's good. That's cool. I would never have guessed that. Not in 1,000 years, I would never have guessed that. So.
I mean, you can say Clips too.
it's true, man.
There's a lot of albums that there's a lot of new albums that's dropping. I'm just like, man, but that one still to this day is like hits. I can listen to almost all those songs and still get emotional with it. So.
Nice, that's cool. That's a good thing. Let's take a little bit of a break here, and we'll come back.
Tweeds is calling.
And we're back. Whoa.
Welcome back.
How'd I get here?
What up, y'all?
What's going on?
That's okay, so.
Not much. You got a few more questions for Riik before you?
Yeah, man. We're just gonna fire some quick question off at you, and you give me your responses, man.
Yeah.
Grammy or platinum?
I'll say platinum. Grammy don't really matter that much, you know. The people speak, so
Right, right. People's favorite, you know.
you
What
know
I'm saying?
exactly.
Yeah,
If I'm platinum, everybody like it already. So
yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying? That's what matters.
That's what matters.
Music or ownership?
Uh, Ownership. You gotta own your shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Legacy or impact?
Uh, Man, that's one of the same to me. Without the legacy, there is no impact. You gotta have impact to build your legacy.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah, yeah,
So-
yeah, yes, sir. Feature your idol or put a new artist on?
That's a hard one too. I think I would rather put a new artist on, somebody that can impact the game just as much as I can. You feel me?
Respect. Yep, yep. You know, bringing if you go open doors for somebody else, help them open their doors. Why not? You know.
That helps build your legacy. You
Mhm.
know. So,
Well, yeah. So, retire early from rap, or you feel like you're gonna rap forever? Rap's always gonna be part of you.
I'll say rap's probably gonna always be a part of me. Honestly, if I'm not rapping, I'm still probably helping somebody rap, making beats, doing something with music.
Sticking around the music,
regardless.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Okay, yeah, I like that. Always music for life.
for life.
All right. Teach the game or break the rules.
That's a hard one too, cause you gotta kind of know the game to be able to break the rules. You know, so
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, one word to describe your next project.
my next project's emotional.
Emotional. And last but not least, man, what's the last song you listened to?
Uh it was a song by Division. I can't remember the name of the song. Yeah, I can't think of the name of the song. But if you ever listen to this dude named Division, I want to say he was signed to Drake's label, and I fuck with him. I fucks with him. Yeah.
Okay, okay, I like that, man. K.so.
What's good, y'all?
What's up? What's up?
How you doing, Riik?
Case, you know, chilling.
Yeah,
Taking up another one. You know?
Taking up another one, but congrats on making second place on the on Shantys.
Thank you.
I've been seeing you perform for quite a long time,
Mhm.
since I started. I think I first saw you probably pre-COVID.
Yeah, it was somewhere at the Martian, I'll say.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely between 2018, 2019.
Yeah, somewhere like that.
Like you said, the whole Vaudeville age and stuff, and the everything that was going on back then, and just to see your performance from when I first saw, it was the growth was just awesome, man. Like
Thank you.
you really, I felt like you became more of your own. You're more comfortable in your own skin,
Mhm.
even though you have been, but just you were just more of yourself.
I'm
So-
older, more mature. You feel me?
yeah, exactly. No, and that was awesome. And also that you make your own beats as well.
Yeah.
You record yourself on those beats too, and you have a plethora of beats ready, not necessarily just for yourself, but for other artists.
Oh, yeah.
If they wanted to do that as well. So tell me a little bit more about that. What made you decide? I don't want to just be an artist. I want to produce.
Well, to be honest, again, this goes back to when me and my brother first started doing music together. He would always talk me into wanting to make him a beat, you know. So
Mhm.
I've done it before as a kid, but I never dug deep into it until after I moved to Florida, because that was all right. I need this. I need beats. I don't want to just go to YouTube and get beats that everybody has access to. I want something exclusive for myself that
Right.
helps me mold my sound, you know. So. And I think that's what helped me become, like you were saying, a better performer too, is having a sound that I created, not a sound that somebody else created and I'm just trying to jump in like double
Mhm.
dutch, you feel me? It makes it harder to do that than to
feel that.
just build around a structure that you built yourself, you know.
I feel that. And with when it comes to building these things, like you said, that your next project is going to be very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a certain type of emotion? Is it like all over all emotions? And even further on that, what emotion do you feel the most when you create these pieces?
So this project, Storm Within the Ride, is gonna be all around emotions. That's where I get a lot of my thinking done is in the car. Between traveling to
Yeah.
work and home, or dropping the kids off at school and home.
Mm-hmm.
That's where a lot of my thinking is done. So that project is going to be a wide range of emotions, things that I think about on a daily. Um, as far as what emotion I'm going through while I'm creating these things, I'm usually in a not a distress, but more of a hunger,
Okay.
survival mode type of mood. Like what can I do to make this work? What's my next move? What do I need to do next?
So not like distress, but active adaptation.
Active adaptation. That's a good way to put it. Actually,
Yeah, that's what it seems. Other than that, when it comes to your music, like I said, what is the emotion that is brought out of yourself mostly when you make this? Does it bring you joy? Does it bring you, does it make you?
Honestly, I've noticed this recently. Every time I make something that I'm really proud of and I know can speak what I wanted to say the loudest, I kind of cry a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. It's like a cry, tears of joy almost,
Okay.
but also the relief of the pressure.
Yeah.
So it's on two different sides of the spectrum a little bit.
The burden of creativity, I guess,
Right.
has been lifted because I did it. I made it.
Right.
I made the piece. Now I can enjoy. I get that. Then that's the next part of like, all right, now what am I gonna do with it?
Yeah. Now, what do I do with it? And I say that would probably be the hardest part for any artist is, okay, what's the next step to get this to who I want it to reach? Like content is very big nowadays, and I suck at content. I'm just gonna be honest. Like I don't know how to put myself on camera all the time in front of everybody doing whatever makes you notice me, because I come from an age where the art should speak for itself. And there's nothing wrong with doing content. I'm not saying that I should do content, but if you hear the music and you like it, with word of mouth, spread the word. Tell somebody else, like, hey, have you heard this artist? That's how things used to work. So it's hard for me to adapt to the content part of it.
I think it's more of you're staying more genuine to yourself about it,
Right.
and maybe this the content aspect that might just come second nature later on once when you're not making content to make content.
Yeah, and I feel like that's where I'm at is I'm forced to do the content.
I get that. I know you probably felt the same
Yeah,
way.
for sure.
I feel the same way where it's like I need to put something out today, and sometimes that's okay that you don't have anything to put out, or like I don't want to just put out the same beat this dead horse, son of the sun, son of the sun, son of the
But and at the same time, psychology, and it's psychology too, you have to see something 7 times before it actually sticks. So I understand the concept of content as well.
And it's important in this day and age, and if you want to reach a wider demographic, because this is the easiest and best way nowadays to do it. Everyone has access on their phone, everyone goes online, everyone has screen time. Whereas like 10, 20 years ago, everyone went to somewhere to get on their screen rather than but I'd say what really matters is that you're doing it genuinely and you're being yourself. With, like you said, you removed your stuff off of Spotify and everything because you don't believe in the way that the artists are being treated.
Right.
And that resonates with all of us. I agree with that. And it's just trying to find that way to push your stuff through. And I think through this competition, you've definitely gotten more eyes looking at Big Riik.
Oh yeah, and I appreciate that. That's why I said 2026 is gonna be a year for me to step back out again. Because I used to, when I first moved down here 8 years ago, I was out every week at Poets Realm. I was every time somebody said there was a show or some kind of performance, I was there. And then as my kids got older, I just had to be more of the dad. I had to be home more. I had to step into that role. So I want to be able to take my power back into my music and give the people what they haven't been able to see for the past 4 years.
So going back to circling back to the family aspect of it, as we knew, music is worldly, it's familial, it's a very strong bond that you can create.
And with you actually making music and your family seeing that and your son seeing that, I feel like that bond it's even more important with what you're doing for your kids,
Oh yeah.
because your kids see, oh my gosh, my dad's doing this, my dad's doing that, my dad is, you are music to them.
Oh yeah,
You know?
they even come to me and like, I want to be a rapper when I get older. Or I want to make beats. Like, Daddy can't teach me how to play piano, you know. So I love it because I try to show them these things, you know. But one day it'll stick. Now they're a little too young, and I don't believe forcing anything on the child. You know,
No,
let them learn at their own pace.
To be honest, I tried playing piano when I was 5. Nope.
Yeah.
Tried playing guitar when I was 8.
No. Yeah.
Nope. This didn't have the attention span. And
But
then
now that I'm in my 30s, it's like easier for me to grasp the concept of music theory and where the keys are placed and what sounds good. It's a lot easier now than it was 20 years ago when I started writing, you know. So
do you think that might be because of the different mindset that you're in now, do you allow yourself to recognize that I don't know this and I need to learn it, rather than, you know, as a young man, we're a bit more arrogant in our ways, and might have been just like, I'm just gonna keep pushing through. And
I mean, I guess you could say that, yeah, because like as I got older, I didn't realize how important it was. But at the same time, everybody has different life. Everybody has a different situation, you know. So some people are put into positions where they have all these tools in front of them so they can figure out how to use them. Whereas somebody like me who doesn't have anything, and you can't really figure it out until you can accumulate the tools you need to figure it out in the first place.
that's very
You
true.
know,
That's
so
just what you're saying, basically. Just start.
just start.
Just
You know, you
start.
got to start somewhere, and that's the great thing about this age. You have everything right there in front of you. You can make a beat on your phone. You can record yourself on your phone. You know, video on your phone. Everything is right there in front of you. So
You're right.
the art should be way more prevalent than it is. You know, in my opinion, at least.
That's true. And I mean, I see it. I've seen it in your art, and I've seen it in over the years and stuff. How the stories that you tell evolve, and that they've disclosed a bit more about who Big Riik is.
Yeah.
But is there 2 questions? Is there a certain moment, a pivotal moment in your life that made you be like, I need to make music, or I'm gonna lose it? You know, I have to. Like, what was the moment in your life where you're like, I have to make music? And then what was in the moment recently that made you say, you know what, I want to enter this competition and show people that how well my music, you know,
So,
is.
first question: what made me?
Like, was there a moment
It was-
that made you decide, oh my gosh, I need to make music about this, or else I'm gonna explode? Like,
So that moment was probably as a teenager, or when I first started writing music and recording myself. I was staying the night at a friend's house, and there was just some things that was on my mind. I couldn't sleep. He had Fruity Loops, actually.
nice.
So the first thing I ever used was Fruity Loops, and just freestyled a verse off the top of my head. It was to Ray J's One Wish, and it was just like, because I had a lot of desires at that time, so I just wanted to get it off of my mind,
Okay.
you know. And since I had the tools in front of me to do it, I decided to do it. You know, that was the first time I really knew, like, damn, I could do this. I could actually do something with this. As far as your second question, what made me want to jump into this competition and show people who Big Riik is and when I have, that was more of just timing. I saw the opportunity, and I was like, damn, I want to get myself back out there. This is something new, into front of new faces. Let me network a little bit and see who I could connect with. And it kind of just worked out in the better, you know.
Nice.
So
Well, I mean, the hosts definitely have set up the platform perfectly for, you know, artists like yourself and other artists as well that are looking to just push themselves, their
Yeah.
genuine selves. And that's what I've noticed mostly with this competition is it's a lot of individuals, but it's a lot of actual creative individuals with a lot bigger personality than they let on to show, you know.
Oh yeah.
And that I saw that when you got on stage, and that's what made me, you know, keen more into, you know, seeing you and wanting to see you again
Yeah.
in the competition, because I felt you reached the caliber that people should strive for in this competition.
I appreciate that, man. And I enjoy seeing people perform. I enjoy seeing all the different performances that day because it was it's artists that like styles that I would hear, but it's artists that I've never seen before. So seeing somebody from Wisconsin or wherever the kid was from, and he has that dark horrorcore sound.
Mm-hmm.
And I even told him like, if you learn how to use that sound the right way, man, you can blow the fuck up, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, like you said, me performing, you saw the way I performed and what you liked about it. I like the fact that I don't use my backtracks, as much. I try
Yeah.
to. I hate that I don't have all the show mixes for all my songs, but that's what I'm trying to change as well. Is like I don't like the backtracks as much. I want to be able to show people, hear my voice, hear what I have to say, and show you I can actually do this. I want you to see that I'm trying to do a performance for you because that matters more for the experience wise. That matters a lot more than for you to just see me jumping around and saying something here and there. I that's one of my biggest issues with artists.
Gotcha.
Only way I can say is different is if you're a singer, like, yeah, for sure, use your background vocals, because you cannot sing everything live yourself sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that would
Facts,
be my
yeah.
only thing.
I don't rap, so
No, yeah, exactly.
I have
But-
backings on mine because I have like 5 layers. And
Exactly.
stuff,
So you
and-
need
yeah,
to be able to
yeah.
hear that harmony and everything you need to. But when you rapping, I want to hear I want to hear your voice, So
I think you said that with Riik's performance, if I recall, you were saying like, I enjoyed that there was no backing because
Yeah, I always give people respect. Whoever goes in, do their music that without that safety net,
spits.
it's a big thing for me. It's a big
It
thing.
is.
It's impressive, and that's something I'm working on myself. I go up there and I have that safety net.
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah.
break out of that, and that's something that impressed me about you the most. Is you went up there with no safety net. You did your thing, and you were killing that shit with so much confidence, with groove, with smoothness in you. You know what I'm saying? It was
I
awesome,
appreciate that.
especially after work.
Especially after work.
Yeah,
Long
dude,
day.
coming in the cooking gear and everything.
No.
So I think I probably got like one more question or one or two more questions. We got time for. You got any more questions? You got any?
Just excited for this finale, man.
Yeah, me
I
too.
wanna see that.
Definitely. Ready to show everybody what I'm coming up with right now.
So now we got we're both judges here and stuff. What is something that you've appreciated that MC Shanties has been able to give you that maybe you haven't received somewhere else in another competition, another open mic even, or even just in this community that they have created? What's different about this than what you've been used to around here?
Besides, the competition aspect itself and the way you guys are doing the competition, I would say the rewards, it gives an incentive for people to actually like, all right, I need to come back and be better if I didn't win this time, because I want to be able to get on a platform that I can speak my story and make people want to come back and see me more. Or, hey, I get a chance to perform again down the line and actually win a bigger prize than I did this. I like that. And I that's something I've always said is, if you have the platform, use it in a way that actually helps the artist become more, Eventually, I always talked about myself. If I could put on an event once a month, I would do it to where I would bring down a bigger artist to perform and give people a chance to perform in front of somebody bigger, because that's something that we don't get in this area at all.
Yeah.
So that's kind of somewhere along the same lines as this, is where it gives you something that you don't get to have all the time. Who else is doing interviews for local artists? Who else is really putting their stamp on what local artists are in Florida, or in Fort Myers at least, So.
That's true. And I know we talked a little bit before we started the interview and stuff, but and I talked to Parlay about this the other day too. But think about, MC Shanties, thinking about us, thinking about all the open mics that are going on right now, and those are individuals putting those on, right?
Right.
Think how much stuff would not be going on without these few 10 people
Exactly.
in town. How much less stuff in the area. And so that to me just shows how much of impact just a few people might be able to have. Just an artist coming up on stage, you know, you came up in your work clothes, you came up talking about your family, and you unbeknownst have inspired someone else of maybe like, oh man, I had work today. Yeah, I should have, you know, I could have done that. You know, if you
Yeah.
could do it, I could do it. So backpacking off of that, put yourself in the eyes of your sons or someone that's in that age, and looking at you, would you say that you're successful? And if you don't, what would make you feel like you would be successful in the eyes of your sons and then in the eyes of yourself?
So, so in the eyes of my sons, in the eyes of a child, I would say I probably do look successful because I take care of my family. My sons are well taken care of, you know. Um,
You got a great family. I've met your family.
Yeah,
They're
exactly. you
Very,
know.
very, very well behaved sons.
I've never heard anything bad. Like I see from a parent's point of view, my kids, but that's a parent. You know,
course,
everybody
of
else is gonna see who they really are. You know, and that's the only thing I can ask is be who you are with respect outside of my house. In my house, wild. You could be crazy, whatever. You know, might get yelled at, but it is what it is. So I do look successful to a child because of that aspect, because my kids can be taken care of, they can be free, and they can grow and know that they can do more than just fall in line, you know. From my point of view, I don't feel successful because that's just me talking of as far as my dreams, where I planned my life to be at this age. I thought I was going to be somewhere completely different right now, but I'm glad my life is where it is. I just know that there's more for me to do, you know.
So do you think so? Okay, rather than in music, you feel like you're still working.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
say in the rest of your life aspects, do you feel successful? Successful with, you know, you sound very proud about your family, your sons,
Yeah.
that they are into music, that you know you've inspired. You know that you've inspired them because they've even told you straight up.
Yeah, yeah.
So in that sense, do you feel a sense of
Oh, yeah.
success and a sense of pride and a sense of accomplishment?
I love that part of it all. Like, yeah, I feel successful with my family, with my kids. Yeah. Like I said, it's just internally, I know outside of music, even where my life is with everything I wanted, I'm not there yet, you know, and that's just me having the doubts of myself and me having those internal battles that I'm constantly fighting, you know. So
That's just being a man.
that's just being a
It's
man,
just
exactly.
being a
So
man.
like outside of that, yes, I'm very happy and successful. You know, my wife is happy, my kids are happy. You know, there's more to do with life, but that's just the growth of my family. You know, so
But I say then you're winning a lot more than a lot of people, man.
you know, and I
You're-
have to remind myself that all the time because I do get in my head like, no, I'm not doing enough. My kids need more, but really they don't because they have everything. Like I said, it's just growth.
but it's because of that mentality.
But it's
because of
because
that
that I
mentality.
can't
If
give
you
up.
ever got to that point of yeah, man, they're fine.
No, yeah, and
Then, you
I
know.
don't think I could ever get to that point because enough is never enough, you know, and you're never done until you're gone from this earth. You know, so-
And even then, you're still
and you're still working towards something.
you're
you
gonna
know,
haunt
the
your
energy.
kids.
I told them I will. I told them I will hunt you until you die, and then you're gonna be right there with me. Shit, you know. So
That's hilarious.
it's just life, though. You know, I'm never beating myself up. Well, I do beat myself up, but I'm never gonna put myself down far enough to where I can't get back up.
That's awesome. Well, Godspeed, Spider-Man. but anyways, other than that, thanks for having me interview you. I'm excited to see you come back for the finale. Bam! I'm always love being right next to you, doing the
sir,
whole.
yes,
Sir. I was checking on what you got going on and vice
you ain't
versa.
see me, I was-
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for being here. I wanted to thank you, Big Riik, for doing this interview with us. I'm happy that we got a chance to know you.
Thank
There
you
were
for
a lot of
having me.
yeah, man. Come on now,
It's a great conversation.
Let these people know where they can find you. You know what I mean?
Oh
Where,
man, y'all can find me anywhere. You can find Big Riik Music. You know, BIGRIIK Music, all social media. If other than that, you can find my music on Bandcamp or YouTube right now. That's the only places I'm at. So if you want my music, Bandcamp Big Riik or YouTube Big Riik. Feel me?
Awesome, man. So, we're very stoked for this finale. Just wanted to go over a little bit of what's at stake with this finale, right? We have the 200 grand prize. We have the $400 tattoo voucher with Tattoo Alchemy next door, which is huge. I see you're yadded a little bit here.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
nothing, so part of me is jealous of all
Look,
y'all. So
this is from Tattoo Alchemy, actually.
Yeah? So
I
you're
won a
familiar.
competition at Tattoo Alchemy and got this for free.
I love
so.
that. I love that. You know, respectfully and pretty much legally at this point, they are our first sponsor when it comes to this competition. You
Oh,
know,
yeah, that's what's up.
so you know, the networking, the collaboration is really what we want to push. I want to make sure that you know that you know, Ringtone and Money Tree, they do studio time. Obviously, these guys here do studio time. Bam does studio time. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you know, but before the competition, you know, Bam is offering free studio time. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, you know, there is free studio time here to take advantage of if you need a little bit of extra help when it comes to, you know, providing your best performance at this competition. You know, as Parlay and k.so said, you gave your best performance at this, which gave you that golden ticket.
Hell
And
yeah.
I'm so happy that, you know, we got a chance to know you. I'm very happy to be a Big Riik fan now. I'm sure Bam and, you know, Shanty
Big fan,
himself
big
are,
fan.
are,
Appreciate y'all.
yeah, yeah.
For
So
sure, for sure.
I definitely give you the flowers. I definitely hope to see what you bring to the competition.
Oh, yeah.
What do you want to leave these people with as a last message before you go, man?
Man, just keep being yourself. Just thinking up another one. You feel me? Like, we always going to be doing that, you know. Live your dreams, follow your truth. That's all I can say.
Love that. I want to thank Joint Empire Troop for hosting us today with this interview. Guys, thank you so much. Please get in here.
Thank
Let
you
them
so
know,
much.
You know, we wouldn't have it any other way. This was amazing. Shanty, if you would please show your lovely face here so that way we know who's in the building. She is my person in the chair and my lovely wife. So in any case, Riik, thank you.
Thank you
and
so
we will
much,
see you
Riik.
guys at the
Blessings,
next
blessings.
MC Shanty's competition.
That was Big Riik, an artist balancing family, passion, and purpose and bringing all of it to the stage. If you're rocking with what we're building, make sure to follow us on TikTok at mc.shanty, subscribe to our YouTube, and follow us on Instagram at mc_shanties to stay locked in with the Shantys and the artists wrapping up the stage. Special thank you to the Joint Empire Troop for their hospitality and participation. Your support continues to push this culture forward, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you at the next one.
They slide up, we stomp out, we stomp